Role play. This is it's on Amazon. Stars David Oyelowo, who is criminally underused here. Connie Nielsen, who is criminally underused here. Bill Nye, who is criminally underused here. And Kaley Cuoco, who's trying to do something else with her life. It's mainly Kaley Cuoco, but I just wanted to point out that there are other people in this film. Because, yeah, I kind of expected more comedy, to be honest, and I kind of expected a cuter film, something a little bit more up Kaylee's avenue. I didn't really get that. It does have audio description, and the audio description is exceptional. And I immediately posted that online, and before I ever got to do a review of this film, somebody had already watched it, and they were like, "Oh, thanks, I really enjoyed this film." Cool. So again, a great example of the fact that art is subjective, and I may not like something as much as you may like it, but I was in it for the audio description, and the audio description is fantabulous. What I really loved about the audio description here, first of all, I wasn't able to catch a narrator, which is sad. It's a British voice that I'm unfamiliar with too, which made it immediately harder for me to figure out who it is. Um, but what I really loved about it is, in addition to the fact that there's sort of like it's a sort of like a little bit of an action spy comedy thing. It has moments. It takes itself a little too seriously, so it gets less of a comedy and more of a weird spy thing. Um, but it actually lets you know that this cast is diverse, and doesn't just default people, just like only point out the black people. It tries to normalize the race, the introduction of race as into every character, so that way you can tell the difference between um, or the I don't know, the diversity, the representation, whatever. It's just usually films don't do that, movies don't do that. I had a conversation with somebody about the Percy Jackson series and how it doesn't do that. I had no idea which characters were what. We have, you know, um, that show is incredibly diverse. Apparently, I got none of that from the audio description. That show is full of representation that does not translate at all into the audio description. So, yeah, really disappointing. Um, but this does, and while I don't think kids are going to be watching this, representation still matters for adults. You know, they want to make sure they see themselves. And there are people who are congenitally blind and may not know just off the top of their head who is and who isn't. So I think that's great. But Kaley and David are married in this. She's an assassin. He's not. And one night they decide to do something different and role play and go meet at a hotel, and he has to try to pick her up like he's not himself, like he's some other character, and she will be somebody who's not herself. And this becomes problematic when another assassin recognizes them, and sort of starts the downhill turn for this relationship. And of course she realizes the needing to get her family, out of there and save her family. And other people are trying to convince David that his wife is a killer and an assassin, and he needs to turn her in. And it's one of those films. That's what this is. So the role play aspect is actually quite not as used creatively as you would expect it to be. Um, they have cute kids in this. Connie Nielsen is, again, underused. David Oyelowo needs just more to do in general. He's a terrific actor. He's an actor who should be trying to get an Oscar nomination, to be totally honest. He should have had one for Selma. He should be getting more awards for Lawman than he's getting. He's getting some nominations, but I'm concerned about whether or not he can get an Emmy nomination for Lawman. I shouldn't be. That's a fantastic performance. Um, and of course, Bill Nye just got his Oscar nomination last year, and finally, after all these years. So he's fine. He's fine here. It's just a whatever performance from him. Um, but it's mostly Kaley Cuoco trying to establish herself as something else. Sort of like what she was doing with The Flight Attendant, where she's trying to break out and move away from her Big Bang Theory vibe. But you still gotta realize where your strengths are and not move too far away from them. There's something that people inherently are drawn to Kaley Cuoco, and I feel like she's trying to shed too much of that here, and it doesn't quite work out, and she doesn't quite have the range that she thinks that she does. So, and she's paired herself up with actors known for drama so that she can come across as more dramatic, I guess. I don't know, or the film can. I thought it was okay. It's not, I don't think this is necessarily a bad film. I also just don't think it's a good film. So, but the audio description is. So, you can decide for yourself. When I'm sort of in the middle like this, when I could kind of coin toss this movie, I could go either way on it. If you want to like it, like it. If you don't want to like it, don't like it. And that's sort of where I am for this film. It's not really a great starter for 2024. Amazon, it's not a great sign that Amazon wanted to drop this right at the beginning of the year. It's confusing as to whether or not it's a 2023 title or a 2024 title because of that, because it was their first streaming drop of 2024. I don't think this was released theatrically. IMDb has this as a 2023 movie, but I think it has just because it was at a festival, maybe. I don't think they put this out theatrically. I can't imagine that this got any sort of release. Kaley doesn't usually go theatrical. So, anyway, just some food for thought as we move forth in the world. I'm giving Roleplay a C minus. Just, I don't think at the end of the year I'm gonna really remember this film, but I'm slightly a negative on it, but not like aggressively so. So do with it as you see fit. Watch it, don't watch it. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And I do have a website, MacTheMovieGuy.com. You can follow me on X, Threads, or Instagram, MacTheMovieGuy. You can go to the audio description project, adp.acb.org. I'll let you know what films have audio description and where you can watch them. And you can go to the ADNA.org. That's the ADNA.org. It'll let you know who's narrating your favorite films and television series. If it's available, it's user submitted. So anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys on the other side.